After only 3 wickets fell on the opening day of the LV County Championship match between Kent and Leicestershire at Tunbridge Wells, the bowlers had their moments on the second day when 13 wickets were claimed. Kent resumed on 376 for 3, having lost Sam North East for 99 to the last ball of the previous evening, and it looked as if it was going to be another excellent day for batting, as Martin van Jaarsveld and Darren Stevens were soon putting bat to ball again, taking the total beyond 400 as Kent collected maximum batting bonus points for the first time this summer. All was going along very nicely for them when they suddenly collapsed, losing their last 7 wickets for 30 runs in 9.4 overs. First to go was Van Jaarsveld on 33. He edged a drive to the juggling Will Jefferson at 429 for 4. Stevens, hampered by a trapped nerve in his shoulder, advanced to 38 before he was legged before to Nadeem Malik. James Treadwell went 2 balls later, another leg before victim, this time to Wayne White. And 3 deliveries after that, Geraint Jones gave White a 3rd wicket when he played on before he'd troubled the scorers. Adam Ball was then bowled by a delivery which nipped back after he'd made only 2. Robbie Joseph nicked Malik behind on 4. And Adam Riley picked the wrong ball to leave alone and was bowled by White, who finished with 4 for 66. Malik took 3 for 87. From 429 for 3 and cruising, Kent had been dismissed for 459, which meant that Jefferson and Matthew Boyce were not facing the mountain of runs they may have expected at the start of play. Jefferson got going after lunch with a 6 off Matt Coles. The rush of wickets had stopped as he and Boyce opened up with a stand of 57, made in only 11 overs. That clutter of wickets appeared to be nothing more than an aberration. Boyce was first to go for Leicestershire after easing to 23. He nicked Coles behind 40 minutes after lunch to give Kent some hope. Jefferson, though, was in great touch. While Paul Nixon blocked at one end, the tall opener blazed away at the other with some glorious strokes. His half-century was reached with his 8th 4, another well-timed shot through the covers. He'd faced 76 balls and then moved on to 77 out of a total of 124. And now it was Leicestershire's turn to collapse either side of tea. Jefferson was brilliantly stumped by Jones after he slightly overbalanced. Nixon, having scored 8 from 52 deliveries, cut Coles to Riley at point, and he held on at the second attempt. Andrew McDonald, fresh from scoring a hatful of runs in his last match, turned Treadwell to short mid-wicket to go for 4 this time. White's day was ruined when he was another to be superbly stumped by Jones after just dragging out his back foot. And finally, after tea, Tom New, back from injury, nicked Treadwell to a well-placed second slip to give the England spinner a 4th scalp in no time at all. From 124 for 1, Leicestershire had lost 5 wickets for 37 runs in 14 overs, but then James Taylor and Jigger Nake dug in for the remainder of the day to give their side hope of avoiding the follow-on in this bottom-of-the-table clash. Shots like these didn't come along too often, as both batsmen were happy to defend their wicket much of the time. Taylor is often at his best when others are struggling around him, and he stuck it out for nearly 2 hours in making 43, an innings thus far including just the solitary boundary, when play ended early because of the light. He and Nake, who'll resume on day 3 on 27, have fought hard to keep their side in this match. They'll start again on 220 for 6, which means that Leicestershire require another 90 runs to avoid the follow-on. They still have a fair bit to do to stay in touch with their opponents.